Hello, people. Welcome to this episode. This is Women Rights. My name is Naiga Madrin. I'm your host, and we are happy to be here once again today. Join me, welcome my guests in studio today. I have Mrs. Mutekanga, Ireen Samalie. You're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, Matrin. Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Yes, we are happy that you've spared some time to come and talk to our women. We have women here every Saturday who share their stories, of course, from childhood experiences to where they are, and there is a lot of learning that we do. Personally, I'm always happy because every Saturday is a single day for me to learn something new from each guest that comes here. So it's really an honor having you in studio today.
Thank you for having me, and I believe you will have something that you
Yes,
learn from me.
of
Also.
course. Yes, Irene is the founder of the Crocheters Association Uganda, but of course she's doing with some other work besides this, and we are here to learn more about her. You're welcome, and say hello to our viewers.
Hello, viewers. I'm happy to be sharing my story with you today, and I hope you will be able to get inspired.
Yes.
And learn something, one or two.
Yeah. Yes. So to someone who doesn't know who Mrs. Mutekanga is, how do you describe yourself?
I'm Ireen Samalie Mutekanga, and then I'm married to Mr. Mutekanga. So that's where the Mrs. Mutekanga name comes from. I am the founder and the executive director of Crocheters Association Uganda. Previously, I've worked with Stanbic Bank, I've worked with Milton Obote Foundation, and I'm still there. I've also worked with the Young African Women Congress Network. And I've really worked in many places, but I think those are the ones that I can talk about. Then, of course, also without forgetting, I have I'm a YADI RLC East Africa alumni, and also Mandela Washington Fellowship 2024 fellow.
Wow.
So I've just returned from the US.
I know.
Yes.
What did you bring for us from the US?
I'm going to share along the way as we talk.
And of course, you forgot to mention you run the Youth Dream Up Initiative.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So I run the Youth Dream Up Initiative, which looks at training women in communities and also the youth in schools. Basically, we train them how to crochet. Yes.
Wow, there's a lot to talk about here.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Okay, so we want to know about Irene. Who is Irene? Where did you grow up from? How was your, childhood experience like, and your education background?
Okay, so I was born from a small village in Uganda district. And of the 8 children, I think I'm the only one who was born at home, not in the hospital. Yes. So I went to St. Helens Primary School in Mbarara. I think maybe by then those were the good schools. We had to travel for 8 hours from home to school. And I was in boarding from P1. Yes. So
at an early age.
I went to Chibura Girls School for my O level and Chinoni Girls for my A level. And then I went to UCU, Uganda Christian University in Mukono. So of course, as I've been on social media, people want to attach certain schools to people who have maybe made it somehow.
Yes.
So, of course, people are saying, I think you're from Boranyanji, So I'm like, but even those people from those
other schools, yes,
they really come out. And, that's why I want to share my story, because I believe it's going to inspire someone.
Yes, and someone who is in that school, also have a right, to feel that, yes, we can also become something.
Yes.
Not only the good schools.
Yeah, so basically that is my education. Yeah.
So you mentioned you were born from home. Yes. What kind of child were you, since you were the only one who didn't go to hospital?
So I think I'm this calm person, and being child born in the middle, we
Yeah.
somehow feel as though we are forgotten.
Forgotten.
But we juggle through.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was it really.
Nothing much.
Yeah, nothing much that I can point out to. Yeah, for now, maybe along the way.
Yes. Okay. Irene, so take us through your career from campus, right from campus. What did you do?
Okay, so when you talk about, I said I went to Uganda Christian University, Mukono. But also, what I didn't mention is I got only 2 principal passes, senior 6. And then I had my uncles, telling me you failed. And but I had this sister who believed in me, and she kept on saying, no, you don't have to repeat, as long as you have the 2 principal passes. So I applied, UCU. So when I applied, they gave me Industry of Fine Art and Design. But I felt no.
No, you didn't want it.
I didn't want it. But then there was an option of changing the course. So I applied, I changed the course, and I was admitted economics and management. But then, of course, getting 2 principal passes, someone might think maybe you are a failure. But me, I looked at it differently. When I was admitted at UCU, I saw a leveled ground. And I was like, this is my time to show that actually
I can do something.
I can make it. So while at UCU, that's where the conversation started from. People are telling me, oh, it seems you went to Weranyanji, it seems you're from Maryhill, it seems you're from Gayaza, because I was performing well. I mean, yes, because inside me, I knew I had the potential. So I did not let the 2 principal passes put
you down.
So I went through university. I think I was among the top 4 when we were finishing in my course.
Irene, some of us, there are a lot of children that are put down just because of, the marks that we get, the points, the final senior 4, because you got 2nd grade, 3rd grade, you failed.
And of course, I also think the parents also play a role in that, because I remember my mother telling me that, you know what, at least you've made the 2 principal passes, and you can still move ahead. That does not mean that you failed. So it encouraged me, and I went to that university knowing that, you know what, now this is a leveled ground, and I'm going to make it.
Wow, this is something we need.
But then now, after the university, you've performed well, and you're going to, you have, these dreams. I'm going to get a job, I'm going to, but then things did not work out that way. From the university, actually during my 2nd year, my sister was in 3rd year, so she fell sick. And by the time I completed, I had to go and nurse her in Mulago. Which was a period, I think it took very many years, but someone who has come out of the university, full of energy, a lot of dreams, and then I had to make a decision. I said, you know what, I have to take care of my sister. So that is the journey. That's why it started. I saw my other course mates, they've gotten jobs. And I'm like, but me, but then I said the focus for now
is your sister.
Take care of my sister.
Wow.
Yes, and of course from there, I think my first job was in Ginger. So I get this job, and when you're excited, I didn't even ask for the contract, this guy told me I'm going to be paying you 300. I saw that as a lot of money. So I told my sister, you know what, because they had discharged her, you'll be here, let me go and look for money because we need money. I go, I pay 3 months rent, and I reach the first month of working, they give me 150,000. Like, what? This is not what we agreed. So I went back to this gentleman. I told him, you know what? This is not what we agreed. And he said, no, don't worry. I'm going to add you next month. And next month comes, and it is 170. No, I said, you know what? I don't think I can work for this money. I would rather go back and take care of my sister. So I waited for the 3 months to end, and I said goodbye. Of course, without the hope of, going to work somewhere else. But, you keep applying, you keep trying. Then I got one now for Makerere University School of Public Health, research assistant, which was a contract also. Of course, you go when there's what to do. You go collect data, come back, and I think that was like for a year. Then that's when now I joined Stanbic. Yeah, so I joined Stanbic, excited, I start working 1 year. And then in the second year, I realized, you know what? I'm losing it out on my family. My kid does not recognize me anymore. I'm waking up very early in the morning.
Coming back late.
And I'm coming back late. I leave her sleeping and I find her sleeping. So I think that's where now I had to weigh my career
and family.
I really wanted my job. I was enjoying it. I had reached, I started from the till and I was now in the credit department at the head office.
Wow.
But then I had to make a hard decision. I remember my friends, the ones I was working with that time, telling me, Irene, how do you leave this corporate environment?
Yes.
And you're going to, because by that time now I was going to Uganda House, Milton Obote Foundation. So I had to make a decision. I said, you know what? I need where I can breathe, where I can think for myself. And I had to make that decision.
Wow. That should have been a very tough one.
It was tough.
Because even currently, not only you, but many women go through this. You fail to balance work and family, and a lot goes wrong. Yeah.
It's hard, and when I moved, that's when I started to do the work I do. Looking at, looking at your environment, because now this work was giving me some time, because now I was on their information management officer. So all the time, maybe I was on social media, trying to find ways of, putting it out there. And then I also now picked interest. I started, dreaming, you see. And then I had this in me, the voice that is not heard. How do I be that voice for those people that want to speak out but are not getting this chance of being invited, come and, this TV. Of course, those people also look for people who have, who have a story to tell, who have already reached somewhere. So I was like, let me be that voice to these people.
Now I'm thinking you making this decision also opened up, your mind, new ideas.
During that time, I might speak the truth. My mind was the bank.
Yeah.
I was not thinking. I had a
you
friend
cannot think
who
beyond.
was challenging me, and she's doing this business, she's doing that, and then I'm like, but now me, how come I can't think? Like I can't think of something that I can do outside, outside the bank. And then I get into Milton Obote Foundation, and I get a chance to travel. My first time, I'm going out. I went to Ghana for the Young African Women Congress Network. I reached there and I was like, what? Like people are doing things, people are making impact, people are changing lives, So I came back challenged.
Yeah.
And I think that's where my journey started.
Wow. Oh, it's quite inspiring. Yeah. Right from there, this journey, you're doing something different. You've left your corporate world or job and you're doing this. How do you begin this and how was the experience?
Okay, so like I said, I went to Ghana. I came back challenged. And that's now where I start my Facebook page, telling my stories, trying to inspire someone, telling them that, not even those grades can make you a failure,
Yeah.
So I did the Facebook page. I shared my story, but of course I said, you can't always share your story. So what are people benefiting at the end of the
true.
day? You're sharing your story, you're telling them, now I've gone here, now I've gone there. So how are they benefiting as people who are following you? So I said, no, I think I have to give them something. So that's when I started now the Say No to Idleland. where I'm encouraging them, I'm doing it and you can also do it. I visit farmers, I make sure that I do the videos, I share with them, I share the contacts of the farmers so that they can get that information, and they also start. Even if you have, you're in an apartment, but you have a tin where you can put something, Yeah, so I started that. But then now, like I told you now.
So this idea, say no to idle land, is it after you've gone to Ghana?
Yes, it was when I had come
So
back.
what happened in Ghana that really, you came back with this kind of idea?
So I get to meet women who are doing impact in their communities, and they shared their stories. And I was like, but me, I'm here. I wake up in the morning,
Yes.
I go to work, I go back home, like life is like that. And yet I had that desire, but I didn't know how to start. So as I go to Ghana, I get to meet women from different countries, African countries. They are sharing their stories. Somewhere, I think there is one who was dealing with people who are disabled. And then, so different things, many different things that I came back so challenged. And when I reached here, I asked myself, what do I do? I remember we came back, and then I think from Ghana, I went to Rwanda still, the Youth Connect. So I reached there and I came back challenged. I said, but what can I do? And then COVID came in. So during COVID, I sat, I have my cousin who does crochets. So I sat, I said, you know what? I can also do this.
Yeah.
I got my hook. My sister also used to do that. So of course, unfortunately, she passed away.
Oh, sorry.
But she used to keep telling me, you know what, you can do this. You try. Because even on her sick bed, she used to make those things. And people would buy. And, and it sustained us for some time. So I'm seated during COVID trying to do this small bag, and it's not coming out. So I said, but I need to learn. I need to get this training. And then I looked around. I said, if I tell my cousin to train me alone, it might be expensive. Then I should now look for women so that we train together. So I go on my social media, on my Facebook, and I say, you know what? For those, I made a flyer. I said, for those who are interested, we can do the training. I looked for the venue. I looked for what.
So who was going to do that training? You?
No, I didn't know. So I also had to learn. So my cousin sister came in. Of course, we had to pay her, but I had a supportive husband. He has been supporting me all through. Wow. So that time, of course, I organized the training. We started training, and we were 9 women. So as we are training, they started, asking me, how would we keep together? After this training, where would we get the market? So I started getting challenged. And now my husband has been, supporting me. Transport, me, people think I'm making money, but me, I'm there, we are training, but even the transport is not coming out. The money I get, I give the person who was training us. So I remember my husband telling me that, you know what, Irene, I think this thing is not working out. So I told him, no, give me one last chance. That I had enrolled for the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, and we had done the course. We had finished. So we were going to graduate, but then they asked for proposals. I put in my proposal for the Youth Dream Up Initiative, the trainings of crochets and everything. By that time, I had learned, so I had done some good work. So I go for that proposal. We did the pitching. I pitched with my products and what. I told him, just this, if I don't get this money, then we will stop it. I believed so much in myself. But then as we were going for the pitch, then this friend says, Irene, those products are so nice. Are you the one who made them? It gave me the confidence. So as I walked into that room with the judges, I was so confident. And I always tell people, sometimes you need only one person
to tell you,
to give you that confidence, to take away the doubt. So I move in and I won. I got the funding. I said, you know what, this money, I'm going to register the company, and off we started. So from the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, I now apply for YADI. So I go for YADI, still under the crochets. Now I'm going to concentrate on that because it is like what puts me out there. because who really knew that, you know,
Yes.
crocheting, these things we saw our parents do, our grandparents, the bitambara, you know, is something that can take you very far. Because I had a dream. It was my dream. I had a vision. I knew where I wanted to go. I knew where I wanted it to do what. So after that, we started training in some schools. So I go train in schools. We train these kids, but with in mind we wanted to reduce unemployment and school dropout rates, so that when we train this child, they can make their product, they can sell it, and if the parents don't have the money, then they can sustain themselves in school, they can keep themselves in school. And then for the women, we train them so they can support their families. So I did the trainings, and then I applied for Yadi. So I go for Yadi in Nairobi, fully paid. Why? Because of crocheting. The impact part of it. So I went to Yali, and we also did the pitching, and I happened to be number 3.
Wow.
You know? But then this gentleman challenged me. She said, Irene, your products are nice, everything is okay, we even don't have any complaint, like anything, everything was so perfect. But now we want you to get out of the production, go and look for market, because your products can sell themselves. I came challenged. I said, now, this team of mine, we are a team of like 3. How can we make products that can go out, you know? How do I start marketing? What if I market and, you know, it overwhelms me? And I tried it. I did the marketing. There was an online event. I put Youth Dream Up Initiative. What? We have these products. And the lady came to me and said, you know what, can you ship to... It was this place in the UK. Can you ship? I said, well, but I don't know. I don't know where to start from. Like, it was, I don't know where to start from. So it triggered my mind as like, you know what? I think we need to come together as crocheters. We need to come together so that we can build something that is big. So I go on my social media, and you know, I make my noise because now people had known me. I put myself out there, the trust you've built, you know, the honesty and everything. So I just put the flyer out there. And I'm like, crocheters, wherever you are, I'm looking for you. I open a WhatsApp group. People came in, 20, 30. We had our first meeting, attended by, you know, like 16 people. I had the vision. I told them, these are the objectives, this is what we want to achieve. Can we come together? Can we network? Can we learn from each other? Can we find market for our products? Yes. And we started. And because I had gone through the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, and then I've gone through Yali, I knew what it would take me to have a successful organization, get it registered, you know. But then I didn't have the money. How do I get it registered? So I said, you know what? In a meeting, we said, let's have membership, let's pay membership. And people came in. People sent me money. People that didn't know me.
Didn't know you, that trust.
The money, that trust.
Yeah.
So I received the money, we did the registration, we finished, like we started, the organization started. We did the activities, the trainings, getting them ready. So we are now a very big group of women. We started with 50 members, we are now 59. But we have a WhatsApp group where we have all over 200. 200 women that are doing that. We have only one gentleman on the group, yes, but at least we are glad he's there.
Yeah.
So that is what we are up to so far, and it's been a beautiful journey. And then I apply for Mandela, still under
the crocheting.
Yeah, but of course, away from crocheting, I also I'm so passionate about the girl child. So I do campaigns, that drives for menstrual hygiene, where I get money from my friends and family, and then we buy reusable pads, and we take them to the communities, the underprivileged.
Wow.
And then we give them, and then we train them on how to use them and how to make them. Yeah, we can make the world a better place. You don't have to be so rich
to have an impact in community. Yes.
I tell people, whatever I do, I put it out there because I understand that me alone, I cannot do much. But when I put it out there, someone might pick interest and also do something in their in their community.
So when you're crocheting, which products do you focus on, or the products that you crochet out?
Okay, we make bags, earrings, dresses, shoes, puff holders, like anything. You can challenge us and we can make anything. Tablecloth, carpets. Yeah.
And you mentioned you started, very with a small group of people. I'm looking at how these people trusted you. They don't know you. How have you been able to maintain all this, the group, and then with the work that you're doing?
I'm so transparent. So transparent. If it is a receipt, we have a committee.
Okay.
If it is a receipt, if we've done like the registration and everything, I put it out there. You get it? Even when I've told you, even the campaigns for menstrual hygiene, if you go on my status right now, we've been having some drive. Everything, you send me 20,000, I will put it there and receive 20,000. I will make sure that whoever that is following can follow up to the end when the product is being delivered. Yeah.
And right from that, some of the work ethics that you think have kept you as an individual, of course, but of course also with your group members, what has kept you moving?
I think having a shared goal and vision. Like I told you at the start, when we had that meeting, I told them this is the vision, this is the mission, these are the objectives. And we make sure we stay focused onto that. When we come together, this is what is bringing us together. Can we all push it through? Of course, the organization has not reached that point of where it is paying off salaries and all that. But they are volunteering with one heart. And we are pushing it, so it is having that vision and staying focused and making sure every member understands that this is what we want to achieve. Yes, because like I told you, it's a year. We started with 59, so this year we were renewing our membership. We started 50, we are now 59,
yes.
And we've opened up our own shop. I mean, if you have a dream, I always tell them that, what, if I dream of something, I make it happen. Because the first pitch I made in 2020, Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, I told them I want a one-stop crochet shop, like where someone can come and buy anything crochet. Do you want earrings? Do you want shoes? Do you want, ponchos? Do you want tops? Do you want skirts? Anything crochet, you can find it there. And then, I do not have the capacity to do that, but it is a vision. How do we get there? Now with the 59 members, everyone is doing something beautiful. And we have our shop now in Kasangati, well designed, with their products in. And we are moving. Unstoppable.
Yes. Yeah, beautiful. And Irene, how do we discover ourselves, or maybe how can someone discover their passion, their talent, or something you're good at?
Now, thank you for asking that. People might think that it has been a smooth ride, but from the university, what haven't I done? I've sold avocado.
Oh,
yes, as a university graduate, my dear. I used to go home, harvest avocado, because I look at opportunities almost everywhere. I didn't want to sit and fold my hands, So I went, harvested avocado, put in a sack, get on the bus, come to Kampala. That time I was staying at my friend's place. And, we sold avocado in Nansana. These berries, the antuntuna, I don't know what they call it in English. It disturbs me. Okay, the yellow berries, whatever it is. I sold those ones.
From the village.
From the village.
How did you do this? Because right now we have, students, young women who are watching us. And, sometimes you sit on yourself, you don't want to try this out because, also the society, you don't want to be seen doing some certain things. How did you do this as, you're at campus and then you're doing this other work?
I was doing that after university. When I had even graduated with my very good second class upper. But there were no jobs, So I couldn't sit there and fold my hands, So I had to look around. I said, but there is a lot of avocado at home that they are
Yes.
selling at 200, 100. What if I bring
In
it this
Kampala,
side?
you would say,
You know?
yeah.
I brought the avocados and I sold them in Kampala. Of course, with the ups and downs, sometimes you give this stall and, you know, someone tells you I've not sold and the avocados are not there, you know. But I also sold millet flour. I went to my mother, I said, you know what, me, I cannot sit here. Give me, she had millet, you know, prepare it for me, I go. I will sell it the other side. Moving up, I remember there is a time it was so hot. I was going up some kind of Nansana, full of dust. And you know, I was like, come on. People might even think I never went to school. But
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
You know,
matter.
when you see people in office, when you see people on the streets selling, when you see, all of those people are looking for money. And whatever that can bring you money.
Yeah, you
as
have
long
to
as it is
do.
not, of course, compromising your integrity, then please do it. We are all out there looking for money and finding ways of making our lives better. When I was working in Stanbic, I had to take a day off, Tuesday off, every week because it was market day. That time I was staying in on Salama Road. It was market day. And I would sit, my husband had brought, you know, second-hand clothes. I would sit there in the market with the sun shining on me and I would sell those clothes.
Oh.
From the corporate
Stanbic.
world. And on Wednesday, you would find me there on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, I'm back in the bank.
Wow.
You know? So it all starts with our minds.
Mindset.
You're like, I'm a university graduate, who will see me there? No one cares. That what the person you're saying who will see me there is the person who will now start pointing fingers at you because you don't have money. You will go to them and you say, and they will say, but use your mind, use your brain, you know, like opportunities are out there. And then another thing I've learned, like I've told you, I went for Mandela Washington Fellowship. And what I learned is, look at these problems we keep singing. There are opportunities. Like I told you, me, I looked at unemployment and school dropout rates. And I said, but what can I do, me as an individual? Can I start this crocheting? Can it help improve someone's life? You get? And I went like that. And opportunities have opened. Like I told you, my cousin was already doing it. There are so many women who are already doing it. But they were looking at it at this individual level. Not knowing that you can actually make these products and you even export them out there. But with that kind of art, you can't do it alone. You need a team. Imagine if you get an order of 100 bags, how will you do it when you're alone? So I formed that WhatsApp group and I'm always happy seeing women. You know, I got an order of maybe 10 bags, whom can I work with? And they come together and they make it and they all make money and they become happy. You know?
Wow.
So that is it.
Wow, this is really beautiful. It's really so amazing, and there's a lot to pick from. So how do you juggle through, and how do you keep relevant, you know, with the work that you're doing? Of course, there are other people doing the same work that you're doing. Yes, how do you keep relevant, and what has kept you moving as your own group, and maybe, yes, comparing yourself to other people that are doing the same work within Uganda and of course outside Uganda?
Yeah, there are very many people who are doing crochets, but like I told you, people look at the individual level. And then again, you know, when you have an idea, it's your idea. If you have a vision, you really want to, you know where you want this thing to be. You know, so if someone sees what you're doing and they really want to duplicate that, they do not have that, like what you are looking for. They don't know where you are going. You get it? So they can only duplicate it and maybe in another, you know, beautiful way. Like I said, we cannot supply the whole world, you know. So if someone takes up the idea and also make something beautiful out of it, it is okay. And if the competition comes, it is healthy.
Is still okay.
You know, that's why you see someone here is having tomatoes, the other one there tomatoes, but they are all what? Selling.
Yeah.
You know, but what I wanted to say is people fear to share their whatever they are doing on social media because they think maybe someone will steal their idea. No one can ever steal your idea.
It is yours.
Because like I said, I had the idea, I had the dream, I had the vision, you know, and I brought it out there. You know, someone would have said, but I need people that I know. No, I said, okay, the first 9 people to pay, you become the founding members. We become a team. And then we push this, you know. So that is the committee that I'm working with. Not that I looked for people that I know. It was so transparent. Even when we were looking for the directors, I said, you know what, this is what we want to achieve. So for you, if you've paid and you want to be one of the directors of the association, please write your application. And if you qualify, you will get on board. You know. So for me, I believe there are so many opportunities out there. We just have to find a way, you know, think outside the box. Because if I had also said now that I've trained, I think, you know, I can make this. I have my business fully registered for crochets, you know. But I keep telling these people, alone we cannot go far. Because what we are doing needs a community. It needs a community of people. So whoever that is out there, whatever you are doing, don't fear sharing it. Because also opportunities. Because when we are applying for these things, like I said, Mandela, what they want to see what you're doing. How will they know? You cannot light your can and then you put it under the what? Under the bed. No one will see that light.
Oh. And you're working, you mentioned in your group you have only one gentleman. You're working with mostly women and you're passionate about the girl child. Yes. Do you take this crocheting to also the girl child that you're, you know, involved with?
So, like I said, we train schools. When we go to schools, we don't segregate. We train both girls and boys.
Okay.
You know, because I keep saying, you know, I'm passionate about the girl child because I didn't mention it in my P6. Remember I said I started from St. Helen's Primary School, but then in my P6, my father started a school in our village. You know, because he saw like they needed it to get that quality of education. So he started a school. And then he had to bring me from there and down here. Now, that is the trust I was saying. Because he believed in what he had started. So, he felt even the children, all of us, after that, when the school started, us who were still in primary, we had to come. So, we started from there, you know. So, because of that, I saw the girls who used to walk barefoot, you know, walk barefoot, with their bare feet and what. You know, and then when I thought of this girl child, you know, those who don't have the money to buy these disposable pads, you know, how can we make it better for them at least without using the dirty cloth, without, you know, how can we make it better for them? So that's why even when I started the campaign, I took it first back in my village.
Wow.
Yes, because I used to see those girls. And of course, me being young, I couldn't do anything. But now, I said, you know what? Even the campaign, that's how I started it. I said, I was sleeping in my bed. And I said, but what if I make a flyer? And I put it out there. And people give me money. Can't I, you know, do this? And I made a flyer. And that's how it started. I got money, I think it was 1 million. I bought the pads. I took. The second year, I did a drive. I got 4.5.
Wow.
And we went to Karamoja.
So you do this annually,
every year. Yeah. As a way of giving back. Yes. Even this crochet training, now we are partnering with the Kara Arterial Cancer Foundation, who is also working with SSA Foundation to bring those children, because we've been celebrating Christmas with them. early Christmas, we go like on Christmas Eve, we take for them food and all that. But we keep finding the same faces. These are kids suffering from cancer. So there is a time I saw them in Wandegea, walking, asking for money. I said, no. What if I train them how to crochet? I've seen them for 3 years. They've been there. So if I train them and they make these products, we have where we can sell their products from. Can they benefit something so that they don't walk on those streets with the pain and all that, So we are partnering with the Carol Foundation and we are training those kids. Of course, we started with 4, hoping,
to train more.
More.
Wow. Thank you so much, Irene.
You're welcome.
And so with the association, you're the founder, but how is the journey ever since you started? How has this journey been? You've grown from 50 to 59 people. What are some of the challenges that you have faced, as an association? And of course, the opportunities that have come along with the work that you're doing.
Okay, maybe the challenges, what I can say is we are still building ourselves. And me, I believe as long as we are a team, we can achieve anything that we put our mind to. So we have big dreams for the association. We want to export, we want, bring together. Even now, I didn't mention that of the 59, we have one member from Kenya.
Oh.
And in the group, we have a member from Tanzania, we have a member from Zambia, So we are trying to see how do we now bring all of them together in one room, and then we meet. That is now what we are looking at next year. How do we bring all of us together? And then we have that voice of even talking to the people who are making for us the materials that we use. So that we tell them maybe this is what we want, this is specifically what we want, this is the challenge we are facing with this year in one room. So that is what we want to achieve. Then we also want to have an exhibition. We show Ugandans that this is who we are. Can you see us? That we are using our hands to make beautiful things. That's why every time we are having a meeting, we tell them, you know what, get that touch of crochet. So that where you pass, whether it is in a taxi, whether it is on the road, people will see the beauty of the work we do. And I think people have started appreciating it. So we are moving a step at a time. I believe in baby steps. I believe in humble beginnings. I don't believe in, we started today and tomorrow we are up there. No.
It can't happen.
Baby steps. Yes.
And you mentioned like you have people from other countries. How do you do this? How do you meet?
So with the people from other countries, we are on WhatsApp for now, but we have a plan of maybe if everything goes as we've planned to maybe meet in Kenya, because we already have a member in what? So that we meet in Kenya, and then crocheters from Uganda and all over Africa who will be interested. We meet there. We get to know ourselves more. We get to appreciate the work we do. We get to talk about the challenges we face. We get to talk about the opportunities out there. Yes.
How is the market so far in Uganda and across?
Okay. The challenges we meet in Uganda is people they are picking up with valuing what we do. But when you bring your product to someone and then you tell them the money, they think that you're being expensive. But they don't know that this is someone who is using hands and a hook to make for you something beautiful. They don't look at the time you've taken. They don't look at the materials you've used. They don't look at, So for them, they look at it as, But we are trying to make sure that they see the value in whatever we are doing. And then those who know the value, they don't even bargain.
Yeah. They buy.
They buy. And now that we are putting up a shop, we are going to market ourselves. People will walk in, they will see the beautiful things. Yeah, I believe it's the beginning of, something beautiful.
And you're a person of social media. You kept mentioning social media. I would put out a flyer. I would make a flyer, put out a flyer. How do you think social media has helped you as an individual, as an association? But of course, with also the challenges that come with social media, online, buyers, people ordering online, those challenges that do come along. Yes.
Social media has built me. I started with one person liking, just family and what. Before I knew it, we were 100, 200. I think we are now at 14,000
Wow.
followers on social media. But like the way I've said, with social media, you have to be careful. The good people are there, like us.
Yeah.
And also the bad ones are there.
Those that put you down.
I've got clients. We got a client from South Africa. We made the ponchos and we sent them. You know, like I've said, all the opportunities that I've gotten, people always go back to your social media. So I always tell people, whatever you put on social media will either build you or it will destroy
put you down.
You will go there, you want to stand maybe for those big positions in politics, and people will always come back to your social media, and it's not going anywhere. You know, people will take the screenshots. People will, so it will either make you or break you. So be careful. Some, of course, are using it for fun, but we are not going to be young forever. That's what I keep telling people.
True.
You know, so be careful what you put. Of course, I think I've understood the art of social media. When you come to my page on Facebook, we have our rules. You don't abuse people. You know, I had those ones who used to come and they want to abuse you. I tell them, you know what? I think there is something that you're fighting with. And I pray that, you know, God helps you overcome it. Because you can't come and start abusing someone that you don't know
even
out of the blue. I mean, there is something within you that you're fighting. And it's not that person. So I used to use that tone. And I'm like, in case you need counseling and what, I can really offer.
Yeah,
I can offer someone who can help you, you know. But you can't come and start abusing people. Let's build ourselves. You know, social media, once used very well,
it can be
people
so
are
productive.
earning from it. Of course, some are abusing and all that. But if you use it well, it can build you. It can take you to places that you cannot even imagine.
And of course, you're an entrepreneur. Yes, many Ugandans, many young people have started businesses in Uganda. But, you know, after 1, 2 to 3 months, they are down. They are no more. Yes, any word of encouragement or what you think, you know, can keep us stay focused, consistent, or so that, you know, also issue of unemployment. Yeah.
You see, like I said, baby steps. Start small, you know. And I always tell these people who are now, let's say, farming, when I'm saying no to idle land, I tell them, you don't need to start with that big, beautiful chicken house. No. You know, put that shabby whatever in there as long as it can house them and you can feed them. See how the business is operating. When you feel that you've now understood the business, put up the structures, you know. Also, like I said, for the unemployed, look around you. There are opportunities everywhere. Just look around you. Because we are so many. We've all gone to school. Like I told you, it took me years to actually get even the first what? Job that I said, the one in Ginger, where I was paid that little money. But even with that little money, of course, it was just paying rent, you know. So I said, no, but I think when I go back home, I can do something. I can bring the avocado and save. I can, you know. So let's not underlook jobs like, you know, that one I can't do. As long as it is something that you see that you can earn from, do it. If it is nuts. I told you I was working at... when I had started working at Uganda House, I reached there, I saw opportunities. I said, these people, they don't even have someone who is supplying them juice. I mean, I can bring my passion fruits. I mean, I can bring, you know, and I started supplying.
You started supplying juice.
You know, juice, making it from home, carrying it, and bringing it there. Look for those small opportunities where you are. If there is land, I keep telling people, there are people who have land, but they don't have the time. Like the land is just there, it is idle. You as someone who is in that village, without a job, how can you use that land to do something that can bring money to you? Because the people have been visiting. There are women I visited, their farms, and someone tells you, here, this is, those people in estates. Here, this person has not yet started constructing. Here, so me, I just asked them, they accepted. I put my beans there, and they've harvested them. We can't all be in those big offices.
True.
And don't wait. I keep telling people, meet people. Get out there. If you're looking for a job, people, they are the ones with the jobs, I mean. If you're looking for people to support your business,
still people.
If you're looking for a doctor, people.
Yeah.
People have everything that we are looking for in this world. But we have to go out and meet them. Me, have seen opportunities that have come because of the communities I've decided to be in. Apply. It doesn't take anything. Sit and apply for those fellowships. Now I'm talking to the young people. There are so many fellowships fully paid for, but as long as you're making an impact,
yeah,
you have to be doing something in your community to impact other people's lives. There are those fellowships. For us, we got to know when it was, late, I think. But they are there. Look for those opportunities. Meet people. That is what I can say. They have everything that we are looking for in this world. But when you stay in your cocoon, when you stay in your house, you don't want to spend that 5,000 of transport going to this conference, then you will stay in your bubble.
I mean, and there are some free things online, conferences.
When you talked about business, the other day I was challenged. I wanted to file my returns for my business, crochet business, URA. And then my mind was like, but these URA people, why do they want us to pay money? Why? I didn't know. Ignorance. So I walked into this consultancy firm, accounts, whatever. And the guy told, how big is your business? I said, it's small. It's a small business. He said, okay, so you want to file presumptive whatever returns. I got the word. I said, okay. He said, that one, I think you can bring 200,000. I said, so 200,000, paying the accountant. Then what if the tax now goes to higher? I sat one day. I said, I typed in the word. I went to URA, whatever. And only to find that, me, I've also been in that bandwagon of saying, but these taxes, I've not yet paid the tax. I paid the one for working, the whatever. But this one for the business, I was also in those people saying these government taxes.
Yes.
And then I looked stupid when I tried to pay. I put in all the details and they showed me that, it is zero. Because what you sold that year, I think there is an amount they start from to start paying. So I was complaining how the government is asking for a lot of taxes and yet in actual sense, I was supposed to file zero returns. Because my business is still taking those baby steps I told you. But because of ignorance,
where do we find this information?
On Google. Me, I did Google. And then I was shocked. I was like, what? These people even went on TV and explained all these things. I went on YouTube. I listened to all the taxes. What I was like,
is it because we are lazy? Are we lazy as Ugandans?
We don't want to read. We don't want. For us, what we want is go on social media, put in what you want, listen to that song and all that. But I was challenged. I said, God. Now imagine if I had gone on social media and started saying, So let's get the information. Yes. Let's read. Let's watch things that really add value. Before you start complaining, first do your research properly.
And Irene, you talk of this idea of say no to idle land. I really love this conversation because I want you to help us understand how do you do this, and if someone has their land, how good can they use this land? What can they do on this land, and how can you help them? Someone who has no idea, of course, you have no idea of what you can even put on your land.
Now, that one, it was an idea that came to me when I was in my garden. I said, but you know what? I think I've tried to use this space But then there is someone out there who thinks that you have to start big. You need that big land and all that. But I said, how will I make these people believe? You know, because people might think, for you have the land, for you know.
Yeah.
I said, no. I think let me start visiting those small farmers. You have 1 acre and you're doing so many things on it. You have that 50 by 100 and I started visiting farmers. I come and say, you know what, can I come and visit you? And we make a video, I put it out there. So that those young people mostly can learn.
And these videos are on your YouTube channel?
They are on YouTube.
Yes.
They are on Facebook. I have a TikTok account. I first said, there is no way I'm going to go on TikTok. I said, no, TikTok. You know, I used to hear, like I said, I used to hear TikTok is full of people abusing it, full of what, and then you go there, you be ready to be abused. So last year, of course, I was putting on YouTube and then Facebook. So I visit my father's farm. He's a coffee farmer. And I tell him, you know what, I've been doing this campaign, and there are some people who are interested in coffee farming. Since you've been doing this for a long time, I think you have something you can, you know, tell them so that they learn from you. And then I did the interview with him. So said, now this interview, I think let me open a TikTok account and I put it there and see. My God. I just go there to post it. I tell them, you know what, I'm not an expert in agriculture. I never did agriculture. I did it up to senior 3. But you don't need to be a professional to do something. Go buy those seeds. Me, when I visit farmers, I make sure I get their numbers. I tell them, I'm going to even share your number for whoever that really wants to contact you. Let them call you and you guide them. I mean, if you have that land, you have 50,000 and someone says, you bring the 50, I will bring you on my farm, I will take you through so that you see how things are done. And then you also go and start. You know, that's what I do. I don't have the money to give the young people because I'm also still under the young people bracket, you know. So I don't have that money. But I have put out the knowledge, the information that they need to do what they wish to do. Not only agriculture, but look around you and see what you can do. Exactly.
Irene, where do we find this information? Of course, your social media handles.
Okay, Facebook.
I've seen YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes, the amazing videos there. Yes.
So you check Ireen Samalie Mutekanga. I think most of them have that. Ireen Samalie Mutekanga. You check on me. Even if you go on Google, they will bring for you everywhere. Like you can get. I'm on Twitter. I'm on for TikTok. You have to do say no to Idleland because TikTok now basically is for that. And I made sure even when I was in the US, I had other African youth. I made sure that I interview each one of them so that they share what they are doing. There is one who is doing basket weaving. I mean, like basket weaving. Someone can say, but she has a whole community of basket weavers. That's how she has turned her community to be like, they do the weaving, she looks for the market. And she's changing their lives like that. That's why I'm saying, look at that person who has the idea, but they do not have the market. Now we have social media. Go, get their information, put it out there, find out supporting them, you know. We have now what they call social, what is it called? This entrepreneurship, where you're doing, helping the community, but you're also earning from it. I mean, if I come and say, I have an order of 50 bags. Tell me your price, make the bags, or I will bring the materials and everything, make the bags. I pay you, you've earned. Then I also go and sell. You get it? Sometimes you don't even have to do the things yourself. People are now using social media. You don't even have to own a shop. Go to this person who has a shop, tell them, you know what, me, I can market your things. But if people buy, can I market your things and I tag a small price? I add little. If it is 20,000, I can sell it at 25. For me, it is my part. Once people buy, you take your 20, I I also get my 5.
Mm.
So there you don't need a shop, I mean. But this person, for you, they will give you the products and everything. You take the pictures and go on your social media and advertise.
Mm.
So sitting home when you have a phone and then you're saying there is no job, no. We have to save ourselves.
Yeah. Yes.
Because everyone really is trying to do something. So you can't see it when you have a smartphone and then you say you don't have food to eat that day.
Mm.
There are so many opportunities out there, but like I said, it depends on someone.
Yeah.
Look around you in that village where you are. If you're the only person with the whatever, the smartphone, how can you help the people around you? If someone has a garden, they have a garden of maybe potatoes, and they don't know where to sell the potatoes because they're in the village, can you connect them and say, you know what, me, I know I can get a buyer, the person comes and buys, you negotiate the price, you give this one their money, and you also get something for yourself.
Wow, we are getting free knowledge from Irene here. And Irene, so someone out there is to the young people, of course, mainly. I bring out the young people more. Yes, which activities can we engage in more as the young generation? The biggest population in Uganda are young people. Yes, which kind of, productive activities or anything that you think these young people can engage in more and be also productive for the country?
Now that is a very tricky one because like I said, it depends on where you are.
Yes.
And what you have.
Mindset, you also
your mind,
yes.
actually it contributes so much. Like I told you, there is one who will complete the university and fold their hands and say, me, I cannot go on that chapati stall, me, I cannot drive that taxi, me, I will just wait for what I studied, and that is what I will do. And I'm telling that friend of mine that, for how long are you going to wait? Because me, there is where I was working, and you're in an environment where someone was there before you were even born, and they're still there. And then I'm here waiting for that person to retire. So how many are we on the line waiting for that opportunity? And what are you doing as you wait? The jobs will come. But what I can advise the young people is get out. Get out to meet people. That is what I'm going to emphasize. Get out and meet people. Even when you're still, let's say for the university students, even when you're still at the university, and they say there is a conference somewhere, and you can manage to get that 5,000 for transport, and the conference is free, go for it. Because there you're going to meet people. And make sure when you're there, don't sit and say, I've come for the conference. You don't even get noticed. You don't even say hi to the person seated next to you. Those people who come to speak at those conferences, approach them. Introduce yourself. Tell them thank you for whatever you told us, If possible, get their contact. It's very easy when you call someone and you tell them, you know what, hello, this is Irene. I met you on this conference and you gave me your number. Someone will listen because they know you and you know them. And you start the conversation from there. And I keep telling people that your network is your network, like I've said. You network, make connections. That's where the world is going. These private institutions, people prefer employing people they know. That's why they ask for who has referred you, who has recommended you. Do they know you well before they employ you? Because now this person who wants to employ you, they don't know you, but they will base on the person that has recommended you, and they look at the person's maybe profile and they say, since this person has recommended him, maybe this person can be trusted. So yes, you can have the good grades, you can have the what, but they will ask you for the recommendations. So as you sit and, you know, read those books at campus, remember that you also need a network outside.
Yeah, true. And so, Irene, how do you balance work, family?
Sometimes I feel as though it's weighing up on me, and I'm like, oh my God, even the weekends are no longer weekends. Like I told you, you're here, and then someone says, Irene, you know what? I want you to come and visit my farm. Like, but I had said this year, Saturdays, I have to be home. And someone is calling you and telling you, you know what? Come and, you know, check on my farm. I'm like, okay. Sometimes I have to go with the kids. I'm like, you know what? Get in the car, let's go. Because I know they're also going to learn something, you know. As they move around, as they do what, they will pick something. Right now they are there in the car somewhere waiting for me. Because I couldn't leave them home, because this was an opportunity for me to be with them. So it is hard, but it is something that we can do. Knowing that, you know what, if it is a weekend, then it is a weekend. You know, if something comes up, if I can go with them, then I carry them along with me. And also, it's hard. It's hard, but we move, like I said. The other time I used to feel it is really too much, and I had to make a decision. Leave the career.
Do you ever regret making that decision?
There is no single day I have regretted making that decision, because this decision has made me who I am today. I am sitting here before you because of the decision I made. I have traveled to different countries because of the decision I've made. And every time I travel, I come back challenged. And I'm like, okay, now I've gained this knowledge. Now I've seen all this. How can I apply it? Like I went for Mandela Washington Fellowship. You know the excitement, because being chosen among 50,000 applicants. And in Uganda they took, I think, only 28. And you're among the 28. It shows that you're doing something big, you know. And this being chosen, like, when you apply and then you're chosen, it keeps building you, showing you that whatever you're doing is good, and it motivates you to even do more. So I came back and I'm like, you know what, now these women of mine, what now? Of course I gave them the evaluation, you know, Google form. Tell me, what are your expectations of the association? And then they gave me their expectations, and then we sat as a team, and then we said, how do we meet these people's expectations? Can we have a physical location? It's there, being worked on. Can we organize events? We are planning and hoping that our event that I've talked about will happen next year. Can we make them meet so often? Because that's what they want. The physical location we have has a bigger space, so they can always come Saturdays, sit, talk about your businesses. How is it going? You know, crocheting. Sometimes you crochet in the middle of the night because, you know, you're from work, you have an order, you have to work on it. You sit midnight, you make sure you deliver, you know. So we sit and talk about all those challenges, but also enjoy what you do and the passion for it. It goes a long way. Trust me, if I was doing it, you know, just for money, like, you know, me, I want to make money, it wouldn't have even reached. Maybe I would have run away with the money they sent.
Of course.
You know? Because I would have said, now they've given me the money. So I can disappear. I mean, they don't know me. But they trusted me. And I made sure that, you know what? I'm worth their trust.
Irene, some of us who want to learn crocheting, you know, you speak of this as a very beautiful thing. Yes. How do we get this? How do we get to meet you? How do we get to join you? Is there an opportunity for us to join?
So right now we have other holiday makers and the vacists. We are training them from Kasangati at our location. We are training them in crocheting for the girls, and then we have loom knitting for the boys so that they are not left behind. And then we train them Monday to Wednesday. But of course there is a fee that is affordable because we have to pay rent. we have to pay rent, so there is an affordable fee that can be paid. Yeah, and they are welcome. Even the old people. I
Yes.
mean, crocheting is an art, but it can help you in case you want to do your meditation, you want to relax your mind, you want to, those who are going through depression, you know, as you crochet and what, before you know it, those who are going through relationship challenges, you know, and you don't want to talk to someone, but then you want your mind to be free, come, let's crochet
Yes.
we crochet our lives to a healthier and happier, you know, us.
In
They will love
Kasangati.
it.
Wow.
Me, when I'm, you know, and I tell people, when I'm stressed, I just get my hook, you know. I crochet 1-2 items and I'm back to normal.
Okay.
And I move again.
Wow.
Because it focuses your mind to that you're doing.
Amazing. Oh well, time. But of course, we shall meet you in Kasangati. Yes. And finally, your last remarks to our viewers, and of course, share your lessons to the young women, mainly in Uganda. The young women and of course other women, older women who would want, of course, from your experience, work experience. Yes.
Okay, to our viewers, like I said, go out and meet people. There are so many opportunities out there that you can tap into, and also take advantage of the skilling that the government is doing. Trust me, I did my degree, I completed, and see where I am now. You know, back to the skilling. You know, I did the economics, I finished,
But now
I
it
went
is.
back. You know, and remember I told you at the university I said no industrial fine art and design, and see where I am right now. You know, so whether you've gone up to the university, whether you've stopped at senior 4, whether you dropped out in primary, make use of the skills that are being given by the government. Go tap into that. After you've done that, now it is your mind, your creativity, your innovation. You know, how can you do it different from the people that are already doing it? How can you tap onto other opportunities that are related to that? Look out for the fellowships that I've talked about. Some fellowships, as long as you know English, as long as you can express yourself, it doesn't matter whether you have a degree or a master's or anything. You know, don't look down on yourself because you didn't go to the big schools, like I've said. As long as you look out for the opportunities and you tap into them, you will be good to go.
Wow.
Just believe in yourself and stay focused on your goal.
Wow. Thank you so much, Irene. And of course, you can get more from Irene. Look out for her social media handles. Mutekanga, Ireen Samalie. I don't know if she's okay sharing a number. I don't know. Or we can just look out for the social media handles and we shall get more information.
But also
from
for
there.
those maybe who would want to contact me on my telephone, I have a business one.
Yes.
Yeah. So can I mention?
We could share that.
Okay.
Yes.
0757
57
49
49
00
00
12.
12. All right. Only business.
WhatsApp.
Okay.
Only.
Yeah.
No phone calls. Just WhatsApp.
Yes. Thank you so much, Irene, for coming. You're doing amazing work. Yes. And we hope that many of you have picked something from her story, something from my experience. There is a lot to learn. Be open to learning and move out. She has mentioned move out. Go and meet people. Go and meet her. Talk to her in person, of course, on phone. She'll share more about her story and you will be able to learn more from her experience. Thank you so much for always watching us and following all our episodes. I've been Madrin, your host. See you next week. Bye.